Welcome back to the Mood Room. We're doing the Uncle John's Cabin segment here again, and we're doing a follow-up to the show we did recently, and we're going to just continue it. What were we going to get into next here? Same group of people's here. White America, Uncle Sam, Leslie.
Hello.
Christopher's here again.
Feeling up, Trump?
Feeling up Trump.
So, you guys want to talk about Trump? Okay,
no. Feeling up Trump.
No, feeling up Trump?
Feeling up Trump.
No, so whenever I have new guests on, I like to get their general feelings on Trump, just because it's like, he's such an interesting character that I just want to get people's views on him.
He's a patsy.
So, you want to go first?
He's a patsy.
He's a patsy?
I think that he is literally being put forward by the conservative parties to do all the crazy nonsense and then be the fall guy, so Pence can go in and become the savior.
That actually makes a lot of sense. Granted, he right now, he's done a lot of...
What?
Like, personally, I'm neutral on the ground of Trump.
Really?
I do think that some things he has done good. Like recently, during his foreign affairs travels, to Saudi Arabia, to Israel, to the UN and NATO. I think that was like a good thing that he actually went out and started.
You're saying he did a good thing by doing his... He's supposed to do that.
Yes, by doing his job.
What did he do when he was there? I don't care that he went there.
Push diplomats.
So if I go around, yes, I ate that shit up, honestly. So if I go around to the world and I just go there and don't do shit, you're okay with that?
Well, let's see.
You know what I'm saying? That's what he's saying.
Well, not just that. It's just
so you're surprised that he went there?
No.
Then why are you? That's
no, because when you look at mainstream media, they look at him and make him seem very stupid.
Here's the thing, right? When you introduce something like that, when you say, "Oh, he's good because he went these other places," what you want to do is you want to counter arguments that make him look a certain way with the good that he's doing by going there. So you're not helping out your cause if you don't back it up with the benefit that he's causing the rest of the country by going out to these other places.
Well, he made,
you know what I'm saying?
What was it, $110 million or $1 billion arms sale? He got that done.
Is that good?
It's American industry, buy American, right?
Sure.
Weapons.
So what are your thoughts? I forget how you feel about Trump.
I hate politics.
I do too sometimes. Go ahead, Sam. I see you got the look. What are your thoughts on Trump?
Honestly, I mean, well, I'm very limited in what I can say about this man. So,
I love that.
We'll leave it to. I look at it this way: every president that we've ever had, everybody blames everything that's happened in the country on him.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
No matter who it was.
Yep.
No matter who it was.
Pretty much.
And what they fail to realize is he's very limited in power.
Mm-hmm.
He's mostly a figurehead.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's writing all these policies right now, but at the end of the day, you've got a lot more you've got to worry about. Like, everybody worries about just the president being in office, and I'm like, well, what about your congressmen?
You
what
know
about
what
your
pissed
senator?
me off?
What about
all
you?
these people were
Supreme Court?
everybody likes to pay attention to the presidency, right? Like, this person can wave a magic fucking wand and fix all your fucking problems. That is so not the case. So they're all up in arms about Trump, right? But they didn't pay attention to the House and the Senate at all.
No.
And so when he got off, they took over everything because they're not paying attention. So it's like, if you want to call yourself playing the political game, then pay attention and play the game.
Well, here's the other big issue I've seen with Trump is a lot of times he'll come out and say,
Oh,
well, we want to do X, Y, Z. Yeah, I know you're trying, but I'm white America.
Uncle Sam's about to stomp on
Look,
me.
a lot of things Trump has said is like, hey, I want to do X, Y, Z. I don't want to do custom Medicare. You know, I want to be able to have travel bans. I want to do all these things. A lot of which people are like, oh, this sounds good. Like, cover jobs and like the coal industry, all this kind of stuff, right? But a lot of things he's getting the end run on, and look at his first attempt at healthcare. I highly doubt that man even read the bill before being like, "Yeah, let's go and do it." You know, he was.
So, do you think, so you think Obama read Obamacare page to page through?
I would think he was more. He had a better idea of what was going on with it.
I agree with that.
Than Trump had of Trump care. And I'm not going to say Obama was a great president. I'm not going to say like, oh, he like whatever. But here's the thing: at the end of the day, all right. If you're going to be invested in something and putting your name to it, you got to know what's going on. And I doubt that he actually understood what the hell was going on. Because no, you don't come out and say, oh, well, we're going to do it like this, and then turn around and do something completely different. That's going to destroy your credibility, and it is destroying his credibility because everyone sees him as a gigantic flip-flopper now, except for his main base, which I don't understand that, but that's besides the point. What do you got there, Uncle Sam?
See, white America wants to come in. Even Uncle Sam gets upset at white America. People don't realize that.
No, you got distracted by
Uncle
a
Sam
cavalry.
gets upset at white America. That's funny.
But the way I look at it is you've got to figure ahead, and he's got his good policies. He's got his bad policies, just like every other president before him. He's got his really off-the-wall, what the fuck is going on things that,
Muslim
again,
travel ban?
every other president, let's not hit.
The travel ban is not a ban.
Let's not.
No.
Let's not.
All right,
That's a topic for
all right.
another day.
Let me be clear about something.
So-
Trump. I just wanted to get a general. I didn't want to get into deep with
Yes.
him. I didn't want to do this. Not.
So my feelings on him is the same I've had with every other commander in chief. Is I'm here. I swore an oath. This is my standing. I swore an oath. You're my commander in chief, but I also swore an oath to protect the people of the United States and the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That's how I look at it. You're
Okay.
my commander in chief,
You act up. You get
but
it too.
it's the same way with anybody else in this
Okay,
country.
That's fair.
I'm here to serve and protect you. I swore an oath. Don't fuck it up.
Yeah, that's fair.
Pretty much, yeah.
I don't. I wouldn't want to go to war under him. Whatever. All right. So we're gonna move on. How would you pick a topic, Leslie? Since we, something we haven't. Something we
we
haven't
should
hit
have
yet.
reached
I'm
topics that we
really
touched.
intrigued by trophy hunting.
Oh boy.
Oh, gosh,
All right.
she starts it.
All right, we'll do that. Okay, the reason I bring this up is I know you guys hunt, so I just figured you might have some
Give us
opinions on it.
Oh.
Oh, you guys
You're
talking
gonna
about-
be able to
That
talk? What do
kind
you
of
mean?
Trophy hunting, like is in literal hunting.
Oh, no.
No, what I'm talking about is these guys that they go to these countries where it's like elephants and,
I
and
hate
giraffes
them
and,
so
and
much.
lions and shit like
Fuck
that.
them.
I
hate them.
feel the same
hate
way.
them.
I want, you know what? If you want to hunt a bear, get out there with a knife and kill that shit. Then you're the man. If you're at a distance with,
A
You're
knife,
pussy.
a hunter bear with
that's
a knife.
right. I respect
Fuck
you.
that.
Win
No,
that fight, and I
you're
respect you
dumb.
having that shit on your bed. So when it comes to trophy hunting and like elephants and rhinos and shit like that,
Hunt a bear with a
not
knife.
cool. I'm not
Are you-
feeling it.
Okay, John.
Obviously, I know you can't beat a bear with a knife, but my point here is that if you're gonna play that game, well, exactly, you do it. And I'm like, you know what? You earned that fucking shit. I'm not mad at you. You went out there with a fucking knife. More power to you.
Here's
So
my
give
take.
hold on, give them a little background on your guys' hunting history and all that kind of
Now-
stuff. 'Cause I brought it up somehow because of you
Talking
guys.
about that, I knew what you were talking about, but I thought it was like figurative in some other aspect of like society or something.
No. I'm
No,
talking about
okay.
literal
Okay.
trophy
I-
hunting.
I- I-
One of
I
Trump's
know
kids
all
does
about
that,
this
right?
topic,
I've
so-
been hunting for about, I think, a decade at this point. I know Uncle Sam over there's been far longer. I got into it because meat's expensive, and I could go hunting and spend money on weapons,
Mhm.
and then turn around and get my meat, and then eat for what I'd spend on my beef.
No, I respect that.
Um,
I have no
and,
problem
and
with
that being said, I actually only bought hamburgers like a year and a half ago because I was too lazy to defrost meat from my freezer.
That I have no problem with. You're using
That's
you're
normal.
Speaking of which, I actually need to get more of my meat out of your freezer.
You can
get your meat out of his
Yeah.
freezer.
I like
Are you
those
done in
things.
your background?
I mean, yeah, that's kind of where it's. I've done that entire the closest you could call to a trophy hunt where we went to a farm. It was enclosed 200 acres. And we ran a wild boar down that was in a pack.
I don't mind it. Are they grown specifically for that, or are they taken out of the wild and brought into
They're
that?
taken out of the wild and
They're-
brought in and put into
It's
that.
a problem. Boars are a problem.
And it's
Yeah,
actually
they're
a
like
lot of
angry.
it's actually now illegal in New York to do this.
Really?
Oh, yes, it is. They made having wild boars in private properties illegal, and it's actually illegal to hunt them in New York because when you go and shoot one of those pigs now, it's going to scatter the whole herd, and then they're going to have small pods form
Oh, so you
that
have the
reproduce
impact.
very quickly.
Ooh.
See,
So they want
Yeah,
to be
that's
able
why
to
they're
keep.
annoying.
Yeah, they want to keep them out because one pig can reproduce up to 4 times a year and have a litter of 12 pigs in a shot. So if you have a group of 12 pigs, let's say half of them are female,
That's practical.
and you shoot one, all of a sudden you now have at least six sows out there. They're going to have a dozen litters, a dozen in a shot, 4 litters a year each.
That's
You're
crazy.
talking your population's going to spike exponentially, and they can destroy an acre of crop in a night. But that being said, I've done that entire I've run out with a spear after a boar, You know, I've shot them with
I
bows.
respect that. You
See,
go,
that's-
you go out there with a
that's
spear.
practical.
It was in a controlled
Yeah, it's
environment, however. You know, that's very similar to your trophy hunting because in this place, no BS, and I have videos of it. We had buffalo walk up to us that we could. They were just like, so you want to kill a buffalo?
Oh my
And
god.
they're like, it's $5,000. You want to kill a buffalo?
Give me some of your
Alright,
hunting
so-
background.
I've been hunting since I was knee high to a pup.
This dude can track, by the way.
I was taught to track.
You went to the
What's
Quackstead
the
about the
skill?
chicken situation,
Yeah, I
right?
tracked down the coyote. But my entire upbringing on it was very native. I have natives in my family, and it was very like if you're going to kill, you're
Use it.
going to
Use it.
utilize that animal.
Exactly.
In
No
fact,
problem
like
with that.
you can ask White America here. There's times that I've come back and when I'm cleaning my animal after I've dressed it, he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "You don't waste." But that's how I was raised. I was raised very.
Hold on. Are you going to use the fat around the gut sack?
I really want to though.
You don't gotta
but
get into
No,
minutia of that.
I've seen people do that.
I'm sure
and they
you-
say it makes great meatballs.
It does.
Ew.
But anyways, I was
sure.
I was
I'll
raised
try.
a very specific way,
Balls,
and
meat. Terrible.
I
Go
started
ahead.
out with a bow, then went on to guns and snaring, and learned how to do all sorts of things in the wild. Just one for survival. It's a great trick to have if you're
Mhm.
ever out there and you need to do it. I used to spend like summers and weeks out in the woods by myself as a kid. I was a weird child,
That's awesome.
but I like to track and camp and hunt and
What was that blueberry story that you were talking about at one point?
Berries.
about the bear.
No, hiding in the bushes? Going and taking the knife, hiding in the bushes, and dispatching the deer?
Oh yeah.
What happened? What?
Yeah.
So
This is
we're-
crazy.
We're gonna get there.
Okay.
But these are the experiences I had. I ended up falling out of hunting because like meat was readily available, and plus like a lot of the cityites would come up to our hunting grounds, and you didn't want to be in the woods because it was just unsafe.
Because they'll probably kill you.
But yeah.
Because they literally would shoot cows and think they got a deer, and you're like you're a
Wow.
fucking retard, and that you owe that farmer like $50,000 because you're a retard. But I fell out of it, and then I got back into it for, well, it was twofold. One, because White America here was like, I need a hunting party. He's like, oh, do you hunt? Do you want to do that? I was like, yeah.
Well, I like shooting.
He's like, do you like shooting things? I like shooting things. I was like, I love to shoot
I
things.
need to do that.
So we started shooting things. He's like, do you hunt? I was like, why, yes. He's like, you should come hunting. And I went, okay.
And then he's like,
Oh.
White America, what you're doing is hunting is not real hunting. I was like,
Amateur.
I really did. I looked at it. I was like, this is
Okay, so
boring.
now we're gonna actually
So-
hunt.
So I sat there and his story that he's talking about was all I had was a knife. I was out in the woods doing my thing, and I didn't bring a bow or anything because I was just snaring small game, but I was hungry and I wanted to. It was deer season. I wanted to bring something home, and so I hid in a blueberry bush.
Mm.
Oh, because they're gonna
Like,
eat
I-
that
They
shit.
eat-
Well, the berries aren't out. Blueberries are pretty much
Okay.
gone by that point. So I sat in my little bush. And I knew it went by. I knew that their trail walked right by it because they would come in between the two bushes, and then they'd go to their water. So if you're out in the woods for a while, you smell like the woods. That's why when everybody's like, "Oh, you need to buy this scent weight, you need to buy this camo," and you can ask White America. I've walked out in a hoodie and jeans, and got
and we walked up on an 8-pointer.
literally this close
Yeah.
to an 8-pointer.
We were just
Wow.
walking around doing our thing, talking, hanging out, wearing jeans and a t-shirt. I'm right behind him. And he's just like, oh, there's some scat over here. We just start going.
And I was like,
And the next thing we know, yeah.
and then I was like, you walk where I walk and you don't make a sound. You're
Yep.
like, okay. And sure enough,
And then I fucked up and stepped on a stick.
yeah, he stepped on his way.
And this thing just launched from the bushes.
I think people don't have an appreciation for how serious
So,
hunting is.
Well,
like,
the stalking factor, like, if you're gonna sit in a blind and like you've got an open field and you're just waiting for him to cross out and you've got a high-powered rifle with a scope, come on.
That's meat season.
And
That's
then
not
people that bait animals like piss me the fuck off. It pisses me off highly. Like if you're baiting, you're not hunting. You use the natural surroundings and their natural habitat to hunt. But back to the story, I sat in between the bushes that I knew their trail would go by, and I knew they would go to get dinner. So I just waited, and when they walked in, I sliced.
oh shit. So
Neck?
you're the neck?
But
Yeah.
it takes extreme patience and literally being perfectly still in a certain position for hours. It sucks.
Now,
it hurts.
understand the level of perfectly still. One morning I went out to my tree stand late because a buddy of mine needed a ride to an airport. So I drove him to the airport, went straight hunting right after dropping him off, right? I'm walking out to the stand, and as I'm about 5 feet from the stand, I stepped into one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life, which was a bachelor party. There was a 4-pointer, there was a spike, there was a 5,
Oh, you told me about that.
and there was an 8 that was all chilling in this one glen. And trust me, I've hunted this glen a lot since then. But I literally walked in, no joke, the distance of me to you to a 4-point buck.
Whoa.
How was that
And
possible?
froze. And the thing freaked out, leapt back, and started looking at me, got real close. You know what gave me away? I moved my eyes.
That's crazy.
Are you serious?
I saw something out of the corner of my eyes. I looked. It was a spike one. I freaked them all out.
No
Whoa.
shit. All right, so now as it pertains to trophy
So-
hunting, what do you guys thought? Do you have more from your first stories? Sir?
Well, no. As far as experience goes, I could draw long.
Oh,
but
so
I was going to
like
get
when
into
you
the topic.
yeah, what do you guys think about trophy hunting though? Like you go to Africa and you're taking pictures with fucking deer that you killed, shit like that.
If you're having that meat go toward the local villages, and they've set up their economy to be hunting economy, because there's economies in Africa
Okay.
that the tribes literally are guides, and there's also some in South America I've seen where the tribes act as guides, and they quite literally will guide hunters on specific fishing trips or things along those lines, and use that revenue to not only feed the village but buy things like shotgun shells. Because when you get that into the woods, things like shotgun shells become gold to them.
So what you're saying is you're okay with it as long as it's not like wasteful.
Exactly. So if you're going, like, let's say I want to go out and shoot a zebra or something that the locals there are going to use the meat. Okay, and I find a place that says, okay, I want to shoot this particular animal. Who's going to let me do it? This much money. What are you guys going to do with the animal? And they say, well, you can keep the trophy parts of it. We want the meat. Go for it. Because that money's going toward that local economy, and then that food is going toward the local village. If you're just going to go out there and shoot something for the sake of shooting it and not use any damn thing from it, I don't know.
It's disgusting.
See, my.
But real
you
trophy
done?
hunting,
Now-
they don't do that.
Now, hold on. It's
Yeah.
not only out there, it happens out here as well. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because I'm the type of person, if I see a deer get hit by a car, okay, I will stop, and as long as no one else is claiming that deer, I will take it. I have seen people go and claim deer that were on the side of the road and
Oh,
claim
that
it
is a
just
thing.
for the horns. Now, mind you, if a deer gets struck by a car, you're gonna lose some meat from the thing.
Well, that's a different
Well, I mean, you
situation.
can tell the
Situation though.
freshness
I'm
of it,
like,
right?
yeah.
So, well, when the deer gets, let's not get into that. That's a different subject altogether. Let's stick on trophy hunting. Trophy hunting. Well, like I said, I come from a very, very old way of thinking and a very native way of thinking, and I won't even call it native because it's an older hunter's way. It's a respected way of nature and how you commune with it.
When you don't have a big enough bow to kill a polar bear, go and get a bigger bow.
Or make one. But but the fact is, like, I agree with what Bill's saying. Like, if you're going to certain areas where it's not an endangered creature,
That's key. That will
because otherwise you're poaching. And if you're poaching like ivory, like rhinos and
Right.
elephants,
I was
I
gonna
get pissed at that.
I was gonna
that-
bring it up.
Them
It
Yep.
is so
heats me.
angry.
Like
Me
it
too.
heats me when I see people
Yeah.
You know,
doing
there's
that.
actually
Like
legal elephant hunting out there.
Yeah.
in certain
As
parts,
long as it's
yes, in
controlled and
certain
it's not
parts,
affecting
no.
the
but it's gotta be
ecosystem and all
gotta
that.
be controlled. There's a controlled way of doing it. And the thing is, but and everybody's like, oh, well, how can you say that? I'm like, well, if you think back, right, our ancestors hunted mammoths.
To extinction.
They were elephants,
Extinction.
and we hunted them to extinction because we overpopulated and there weren't enough of them, and we weren't intelligent
don't do
enough
it.
that we could do other things. Anyways,
that-
moving on. Trophy hunting I do hate to a certain degree. Like I'm of a certain mind, even with deer. Like when I see a certain size buck come out, I will not shoot it. I won't. You have earned your right. You are old enough where you are
Young enough.
Or young enough.
Because I've seen him do that too,
Rip.
where he's been, no joke, 3 feet from a deer, full drawn, and go, nah, yeah, it's
Dude,
just
can you do
stupid.
something real quick? Can you tell me the age for the horn size or whatever? Do you guys
All
know
right,
that?
so you're
And
gonna
then
have.
go back. I'm sorry. I'm
That's fine.
curious.
That's fine. You're gonna have your yearling. Your yearling's gonna be that button buck.
Mm-hmm.
You're barely gonna see the buttons.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And you have to identify them by the
They're
snout.
right there, and there's a the way a buck's snout looks is different than a doe's. And if you're an experienced hunter, you can pick it right out. In fact, I showed it to Bell, and he went, "Huh, So
I stopped shooting button bucks after that.
So you've got your button bucks, but then you're gonna have your second year. They're gonna get their nice spikes, your spike horns. You're like, all right, you're a yearling or two. Sometimes at years they got spikes and not buttons. All depends. Now when they're 2, you're gonna have generally either 3 and 1 or 2 and 1 or 2 and 2. So you're gonna have your what we call pine forks.
And there's different sizes.
You're gonna have
closer,
you're gonna have
wide.
little forks sticking out, little tiny 4 pointers, and then you're gonna have your
So how old is
spread
that?
out.
4?
That's
you said?
the 4's about 2. When you get
Okay,
that
2.
start, they either have 2 and 1 or they have like little tiny 4s.
Yeah.
They're generally about a 2-year-old. The other thing that's hard to tell with antlers is if that deer sustained any injury, like a broken bone or anything, you're not going to see the rack as big. You're going to see it like a bigger buck with a tiny rack because generally he's had to heal. So he could be a little bit older depending on site. There's a bunch of tricks, but generally it's you've got a 2-year-old, which is that 4-pointer. 3 to 4-year-olds are generally your 6-pointers.
Mm-hmm.
Generally your 6-pointers, they're about 4 years old. Then once you get into like your sadly your 8s and your 12s and your monster bucks, you're not seeing anymore because
Well, you are in Ulster County.
well, you're also seeing it. You're not seeing it because you're seeing people take the younger buck. They just want the horns, and I'm like, they're like, oh well, I got my buck. I'm like, dude, just let it
Let 'em
go,
grow,
man.
yeah.
Fill your doe tags
get
and
the
be
man,
done
let
with
the
it. Like,
child.
let them grow. That's the only reason because you're not waiting, and they're also not going after the big bucks because the bigger bucks, your super bucks is what they're called. An 8 and bigger is generally what's
Because they're
deemed
hard.
as a super buck because they purposely they actually instead of like doing what the younger bucks do when they chase after tail during rut, they'll wait for the slim pickings at the end. They won't go after the prettiest doe, otherwise they've started early. They're tricky, and what they do is they have their own little home. This is their home. It's actually their dwelling. It's thick, it's brushy, it's bushy. You won't even know it's there, and it could be right on your property this entire time. It's sitting right in there. And they won't go out and clash with the younger bucks a lot of time. You'll see 2 older bucks go at it. If you got 2 super bucks in the same AO, well, they'll fight. But they're not gonna mess with that young buck. They're like, you ain't worth my time. They'll wait. And what they do is they bring little Susie Q out there, and they bring her back to his little domain, and he he gets that little Barry White going on, and he gives it the business. But that's how super buck works. The other thing with those
And they also like to dodge you.
those giant bucks is they are very keen on senses, and they stick to the brush, and it's very hard to get them to come out. Now, when you get them to come out, you have a split-second option to get that shot. Don't move quick. You have to literally very nice and easy slowly.
I'm becoming fascinated by it, so we're going to get stuck on it.
So give you an idea of what he means by that. A younger deer, when you're like lining up to shoot them, you have time.
You have a bunch of time.
They can look right at you. They'll look
And you're
away
just-
like, nah, you're not doing that. And then they'll look back at you like, wait a second, what's that? And then they'll look away again. A super buck, on the other hand, will go,
Boom. And
oh. If they don't run at that point, you're lucky. They'll turn down. The moment they hear anything, they're gone.
All right, so I just wanted to get your guys. I'm sorry, what would you say?
no.
But trophy hunting in my eyes now, like
I think we're all
we
in
got
general
sidebarred, but
agreement about trophy hunting.
even up in Canada, like the Cree up there, specific rights to hunting.
Did you
like,
say the Cree?
The Cree Indians.
They still
Cree
exist.
Empire?
Wow, cool. Native Americans still
So,
exist.
The Cree
Jeez.
actually sit there, and you have to. If you do not have a Cree guide, you do not hunt. That's how it is up in that. No,
Good.
don't do it. The Cree can hunt all they want and do what they want to.
'Cause they're
You
not-
go up
they're
there,
not-
it's their land, so it's like, well, do what you want. But the Cree will also sit there, and the grandfather moose. There's words for it, I'm not going to get into it, but they have a moose, and the word they give it is grandfather or channel, old man, and you'll know, and they'll be like, you can shoot any moose you want. You do not shoot that moose. He's earned his way. But there's certain things like predators. You're only going to kill a predatory species if you absolutely have to.
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm talking
need- I
about. I
need
see
your
these guys
warmth,
killing
I need your
lions,
this.
and it's
And
like,
to me-
you know they're not
to
killing that for
me-
meat.
To me, that's wrong. Like, I've seen people kill bear for meat, and I'm like, okay, bear, meat, warmth, fur, use the whole thing. I'm cool with that. Don't just kill it to have a rug. I'll hurt you. But like killing a wolf.
Do you know how much bear meat that is?
What are you doing?
It's strong meat.
Like, yeah,
That's
there's some
that's
countries
exactly
that
what I'm
kill,
talking about.
Like, if you're in a country that eats dog, and there are, which to us it's like a weird thing, but
America?
to them it's normal.
Chinese food.
But if you're in these countries where that's
We eat
whatever,
dog.
it is what it is. But
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, don't go out there. What are you going to kill a lion for? You're not going to eat that.
Yeah, it's for
That's a
trophy. They just
predator.
want
Do you know how
to
tough and
put that
gamey
on
that
their
is?
fucking wall.
What are you going to kill a giraffe for?
Did you see the article that came out about them? They reintroduced wolves into Yellowstone?
Yeah, and it totally revamped the ecosystem.
Yep.
It
Oh,
totally
really?
brought it back to life.
Changed rivers
Yes.
and everything. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Because you have that predatory species, that balance. You have to have balance. So when you start killing off either one, the herbivores or the carnivores, when you're killing off either one in mass spectrum, you're throwing off the ecosystem way too much.
Yeah, we can get far into that.
So anyways,
Yeah,
my view on
Trophy
trophy hunting is if you're killing for meat and you're killing for need, I am okay with it. But if you're literally killing to have a stuffed thing on your wall that when you die has no purpose, you have ended life for no reason. And to me, it's just as guilty as murder, and you deserve the death
So if
penalty.
we kill one
You're
of
a
those, if we
complete and
kill-
utter dick if you do
so
that.
question for you: if we end up killing one of those koi wolves on the Quackstead, we eating that?
We'll eat it.
Okay.
In retro, like I said, the only way you kill a predator is when it's either your life's in danger or your livelihood is in
Well,
danger.
yeah, there's like 3 of them roaming around that property.
That's my point, though.
Yeah.
It's
We
like
gotta
a
turn
koi
you
dog.
into- We gotta change.
Sorry.
I
What we got?
don't mind having that. We can do a hunting thing too. I got friends that love hunting. They would love to hear that stuff. But we gotta move on. I want to.
Give me the eraser.
This whole thing will be
Hunting.
Trophy hunting?
Yeah.
You got us. I told you not to go with
No,
that.
it's it's fine. I don't care. So what's left
Breastfeeding
in
in
public.
breastfeeding natural in public.
in public? All right.
Getting a number, dealing with rejection.
Oh. Well, why don't you pick one? You haven't picked one. Go ahead. What do you? Is that the last? That's it.
Police we've done.
There's
The
also
accident we did.
we
What
can also
about getting a number and dealing with rejection?
Okay.
Okay.
That we did that Simon thing. That's the girl that.
There's drug and disease.
Yep, that's gone too above it. All right, so basically, it's like we talked about social interaction when it comes to kids being stuck on the computer and not knowing how to talk to people and deal with people. So I was just wanted to get your thoughts on, getting a girl's number or a guy's number and how you should go about it and how you should deal with the rejection of because I see a lot of people that end up just not wanting to do it at all because they're afraid of rejection.
Oh.
But they really want it though.
Boo.
Oh.
The
So
least
what do
that
you
can
think?
happen in your life.
Well, I mean, no, it's not like I kind of feel the same way, but it's now become because people are so used to the computer and talking to people online, all kind of stuff. So they're and like the interaction, they're awkward and afraid, and you have no sympathy for this at all, do you?
I do not.
So everybody should just gung ho it and just go in there and
because you'll
be
never get anywhere.
Cameron.
You'll never get anywhere in life.
Well,
Be
we had
stuck, fine.
we
Be
had a guest. We
single
did
and
a
alone.
comic book show. One of the guests was on there, and there was a girl on there that he hadn't seen before. And this guy goes, "You know Cameron? Yeah. So do you know Cameron?" Anyway, so he's just any girl he sees.
Camera?
Oh,
No.
Cameron.
Any girl he sees, he's in there. He's
Aw.
trying to go, and he comes off as just I don't want to say pervert, but just
Way too
Desperate.
neat.
yes, it's
Are you
crazy.
talking
He's rushing it too
Eric,
quick.
Eric there?
No.
Oh, okay. Because Eric was like that. He would ask
If
everyone.
he's rushing it, it's too neat.
Yeah, it comes off mad like creepy.
I
the way
want
he
to
does
hear
it.
the youngins. I want to hear the youngins' viewpoint
Yeah,
on
what
this.
do you think about this?
Personally, I waited.
Why did you wait? You can be honest. You were nervous. You didn't
no,
feel reject. What
No,
was
this
it?
is just to get a number, dude. We're not
Oh.
talking about getting
Oh,
laid
yeah, we're not
here.
talking
Oh
about
no,
sex,
this
no.
was to get a number. Personally, I wait. I wait till I know I start to be friends with them, and then I go for the number.
Okay,
That's
with
how
that.
I do it. I've been rejected.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
many
Like,
times.
if you're not going to ask for the number,
Are you old
know-
enough to go to bars yet?
What?
What?
I'll
Are
take
you
that as
old
a no.
enough?
I didn't
So-
even hear that.
Are you old enough to go to bars? Is what you
No.
said.
Okay, that's
I can
that's.
So
sit at
here's-
a bar,
here's-
but I can't drink.
Here's the thing, okay? If you're gonna go out there and you want to get to know somebody, you're gonna have to have some way to contact them, okay?
Not necessarily. You don't need to contact them from using a phone or the internet. That goes back to using the internet.
Look.
I'm someone who
Here-
doesn't need
Remember,
that.
these kids,
Here,
they're all
here's
about
the
it.
thing, okay? I'm old enough to know better, and I definitely did it at that point of let me not ask a girl for their number, because whatever. If fate decides to intervene and I can meet her again, sure. But there's a lot of people out there that I honestly probably let slip through my fingers simply because I was an idiot. I was a young guy. But at the end of the day, look, fate's gonna only get you so far. You got to get your ass the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And if you're nervous, sitting there,
You get your fucking ass up right now, and you ask them for that fucking number, and you stop being a fucking bitch.
Yes, exactly. Because here's the thing. Look, you're gonna fail more than you're gonna succeed in life.
Exactly.
Okay, I work at a bank. You know what they tell us? Make 100 calls. If you talk to 10 people, okay, you did great. If you can get 3 appointments, phenomenal. If you make 1 sale, you're successful. That's a 1% success rate.
That's a lot of calls in the world.
And you know something?
Damn.
When you're looking for a significant other or a spouse, you can have the same success rate. Because it only takes 1 to say yes for you to go, yeah, that's great. Now, here's my philosophy on it, okay? And this breaks into everything. You got to practice, which means you're going to ask for numbers.
That's very true.
But you got to have fucking standards.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? You got to say, I want X, Y, and Z, and you need to go looking for that. Now, I was uncompromising in those
K-Ron
standards.
got no standards.
I had no bullshit. I had a test,
He did.
and I had a written exam,
Wow.
He
What's
did.
wrong with you?
What?
and I had.
Wait, you handed it to them, or you?
I
What do
said
you mean?
you have a physical exam that you need to accomplish
Get
for
the
me.
fuck out of here! Thoughts, go.
Hold on.
No, you're gonna go back to you. I want her thoughts right now.
You have to do a 500-word essay.
You're out of your fucking mind. You actually dropped that on a female. Did that work for you?
Yes.
You're fucking
What?
crazy. Go. Let me hear your thoughts on
And the
that.
woman drove 3,000 miles to meet me.
She
Holy
must have been
shit,
desperate for
wait.
some dick. Are you kidding me?
Actually, she wasn't. She was looking for a husband.
Yeah.
And she was all like, let's have a kid. And I'm like, bitch, I just met you.
Exactly. She got fucking problems. She didn't
Yes.
just met you and wanted to have a
This is
kid.
crazy. But
You know
here's my
what? If
numbers.
that works for you, all the power to you.
It's a Carly Rae Jepsen.
Give me the thoughts on this fucking test. Is he fucking crazy or not? Go.
You know what?
You just feel the vibes.
I think he's
It's
fucking
simple.
crazy.
You know what,
Look, you think he's dropping a
Alright,
paper
alright.
on somebody?
I respect
I had a worker
You know
that
what?
wanted. She
Because it
wanted.
makes them work for it.
She wanted them to give her paperwork
What?
before she had sex with them, and I'm not completely mad at it. But
Yeah,
it's just that was just part of her way of thinking. Like
Yep.
you're gonna hit them with before we can do anything. You have to show me paperwork.
Yep.
I don't think that's appropriate.
Yep.
You know what?
In today's
I'm not
era-
mad at it, but
in
I'm
today's
just like
era,
In today's
I
era-
can't be mad about
I mean
it.
either. I'm not
I
mad
can't
at
be
it.
mad
It's just a
about
little weird.
Like if now mind you, like you said, I'm getting married soon, so but still, if a chick were to walk up to me like under different standards and like hand me that, I really would not be upset. I'd be like,
Well, at least it makes me think
All
you're
right.
clean.
Yeah.
And she comes over with her fresh shit, or here you go, here's
Here's
mine.
my papers.
Well,
Yeah.
you know,
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I'm not
I
mad
actually-
at it. Just like, really, you're dropping. I don't know.
I actually want to hit this topic real quick, like
Go ahead.
getting a number, dealing with rejection. Getting a number, I don't know. For me, that's never been an issue. I was one of those guys growing up.
Because women throw themselves at you.
About to say, you're a good-looking guy. It's probably
Well,
easy
no,
for you.
no. When I
Have you
was
seen
younger,
the 8-pack?
I can imagine. It's fine.
when I was younger, though, like, I mean, I was extremely like I'm skinny now, but I mean, I was skinny.
One of the games
Like,
we played during summer is bounce
bad
quarters
skinny.
off a sand.
Oh my god, I don't want to play that game.
Yeah, you do.
I fuck with John. Or,
Leave me
I
alone.
fuck with Adam all the time. But
I miss Adam.
so
You could have had me.
I was
didn't want you.
horribly like
Shy.
it was bad, and I was self conscious of it.
Yeah,
Like,
I see that.
really.
I see that much more prevalent now with young people.
But
and
I
think
was
it's
I was
something
self
to do with-
conscious of the fact of like I saw all these other dudes. Like I wasn't that big dude. I wasn't that, but I found I had something else. I knew how to talk.
Yeah, you were packing heat.
I knew how to.
Get in my car right now.
I knew how to talk. I knew how to talk, and I knew how. And instead of being like that physical alpha male, like the other thing you can do, like I started listening to females around me.
Mhm.
This
Well,
is what
that's
they
a good
like.
idea.
This is what they want, and I just
Uh-huh.
went, oh,
My
that's
cousin,
easy.
my-
And so, well,
yeah.
no. So yes, I did, ladies. I'm sorry for you that are listening. I'm sorry. I was this guy. I was, but I lied. I told them what they wanted to hear.
Uncle
I gave
Sam.
them what they wanted.
Uncle
you build the
fucking
image.
Sam.
Yeah.
And then all you have to do is sit there and as they're talking, because hey, what's going on? It's that simple. Don't ask them, like, hey, can I get your number? It doesn't work like that. You gotta,
Right.
No,
hey,
it
how are
doesn't.
you? What's up? What are you doing here? Build a conversation. Be
As-
personable.
as
so
my
getting a
cousin
number,
would say,
getting a number. You say
You
that,
have
but
to, you have
Yeah.
to answer the few questions: who, what, when, where, why, and how. Who are you? Where are you from? Where are you going? What are we gonna do? And when are we gonna do it? And
Yeah.
and how
See,
we have
but,
sex?
But But my point
Will
was,
that work, Leslie? Do you think that'll work?
my point with getting a number.
Some
Go ahead.
I proved this. I proved it. Now, like the dealing with the rejection part, like that stems back to the younger gen, like not knowing how to be in person. They don't know how to deal with that no,
Right.
and let alone having somebody in person be like no. Like,
You know, I've noticed that
So,
because a lot
they-
of people
they
will give fake numbers when
don't
they
know
you
how
actually
to
ask for a
deal
number.
with
That's
it.
fucked up.
And the other problem is, like, you beat me to it where females don't know how to say no, so they give a fake number,
'Cause
so
they
it makes
feel
them feel better because
bad.
they feel bad.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's true. They're like, I feel
no,
bad.
have
I
some
don't wanna
pride
say
in who
shit.
you are. But I actually proved this to, like, one of my cousins and a bunch of his friends because they're like, oh, well, we go out and other chicks ever talk to us. I was like, well, what are you doing? I was like, do you realize how easy it is to sit there and actually talk to a woman?
I had a friend who was a bodybuilder, right? Great, very attractive guy, perfect body. Just
Terrified.
You talking about Squishy?
No. And he could not get a girl. Could not. And so I'm like, so when I watch him interacting with them, he's dropping all his problems on them. He's telling them how he's depressed all the time. And I just to tell him, like, girls are not attracted to. They don't want to hear that fucking shit. You dump that on them later on when you're established.
Yep.
Not early in the beginning. That's a turnoff.
Here's the thing.
I mean, this guy was
Here's
great
how the
looking.
story played out. Here how the story played out. Because I had a bunch of guys that I like look at them. You'd be like, I was like, listen, it's really easy. One, dress decently.
Yep. I agree
Do
with
not
that.
dress with your don't dress like a thug. Sorry, guys out there that think that swag is cool shit.
We had a
Honestly,
whole conversation on that recently.
I hate to
The
tell
show.
you, most ladies don't like that shit.
Look in
it
the mirror
looks
before you
stupid.
leave.
It's terrible.
Some women are attracted to the idea of what they represent, though. But yes,
Some,
go ahead.
But for
Go
the
ahead.
most part,
generally
if you're-
speaking,
if-
yeah.
Generally speaking, if you're
Dress for the job you want.
if you're dressed decently, and I'm not saying you gotta wear fucking nut huggers, guys. I'm saying wear decent. We used to wear
I
Jankos
don't-
back in the
I
day,
don't like nut
or
huggers.
we used to wear freaking baggy ass fucking skate pants. But you get the baggy effect without the nut hugging, and it stayed on your waist. I'm not saying you have to go to the extreme of skate pants, but there are pants out there that will fit your waist
UFOs,
and
man.
maintain keeping the boys breathing. Trust me.
I've seen UFOs that look like
So-
full skirts.
Dress decently though. Put on a nice pair of kicks. Put on
Yeah.
nice pants, and put on a nice shirt. Don't wear something that's stupidly baggy on you. No. Wear something that's decently. It doesn't have to be ultra form fitting. Don't wear that skinny shit. You're gonna look retarded.
And make sure that shit's clean under a black light.
But
hey
it's not
man,
wrong.
you
It's
never
not
know
wrong.
when you're going to
But
go to a black
here's the
light party.
difference.
You're like, oh shit.
do not go to a club expecting to pick up a girl. Don't. You have
Nope.
no room to talk. It's not gonna happen. You're gonna grind on that bitch for hours, get yourself sexually frustrated, and she's gonna go and walk out after all the drinks you bought her.
My favorite place
So-
to pick up women was the grocery store.
Well, anyways, so I took these guys that literally this was in middle of Nowheresville, New England. I'm not going to specify where, but middle of Nowheresville, New England. So they thought they were all hood and yeah, we're tough, yo. And I'm like, yeah, you're like in East Bumblefuck nowhere. So yeah, you're real tough. But so we sat there and I literally took out my own wardrobe and went, wear this. Why? Just shut the fuck up and wear it. I took a bunch of idiots. I went, now, put something in your hair. They're like, well, I'm a guy. I'm like, yeah, I get it. Guys, you only have so much you're working with. Do something with it. Do the little bit you can. It goes miles. I was like, now, add something simple to accent yourself. A decent watch, a ring, a simple bracelet. Don't go over.
Guys
Don't
don't
look
appreciate
gaudy.
how much girls are into
That
all that
little
stuff.
simple
Yup.
shit girls pay attention to. That little tiny thing because it's showing you're paying attention. And that means you're going to pay attention to them.
So
now,
the
when you
advice
go
there is
out-
that you got to put yourself
You gotta
in the
put
shoes of the
effort.
girls, so you can get an idea what, like you said earlier. I'm like, I listen to the females.
Well,
And
here's
I
the
learned
thing.
from
We
them.
went out to the bar, and I told him, I went, listen, don't look nervous. You look nervous, turn off. Smile, have a good time.
It kind of reminds me of hunting.
Don't. It literally is. It
Yes.
pretty much is hunting. Know your prey.
You gotta wear your right gear. You gotta, you
But
know, you gotta.
don't sit there and go to a bar and look all down
Smell right.
and expect don't sit there and keep looking and expect a female to come talk to you. They're not going to. Don't be the overbearing guy that's like, hey. They're gonna be like, no,
You could
because
be.
you already know what they're looking for. Sit around with your boys, bullshit, talk, laugh, have a good time. That's gonna pick up interest. Why? Because you're having a good time. The other thing is scent. Wear the proper cologne. Do not wear too much of it. You have to realize that pheromones do happen. Like your cologne is going to mix with your scent, and if it doesn't mix well, it's not going to smell good. Make sure you're wearing the right shit. But a little bit, gents, not too much. Just, you don't need to overdo it. You don't need to
Body
choke around. So
spray.
anyways,
And don't put it on your genitals.
no.
Oh.
So when you come in though,
Young guys out
laugh
there.
and have a good time. And I showed them this. I was like, watch, lift, Sit back, grab a drink, sit back, and look at the room. Don't stare at the bar. Don't stare in one direction. Look at the entire room. Enjoy. Be in an area where conversation can be had, because if it's way too fucking loud, you're fucked. It's not going to work.
Coffee shops are a wonderful
So,
place.
sit back, and if you're at a bar, or low-key bars, believe it or not, lower-key bars are better for you. Lower-key bars, especially if you're an older dude, you're going to find older women because they don't want to go to the young bars because they hate the young kids. They're actually, if they're 30s and whatnot, they don't want to go to that jam-packed boom, boom, boom bar because they're at the end of it, they're like, man, this fucking sucks. They want to go to a decent bar where they can sit back, relax with the girls, and talk and bullshit. Maybe dance a little bit. They want the music there. Make sure there's music, but it shouldn't be so overbearing. You don't want an overly packed bar, but you don't want it so you've got slim pickings. There's a science. So I brought them in. I sat there. I was like, laugh, have fun. I was like, now watch. The thing that you need to watch for is you need to watch for the group of girls. I was like, if you're with a group of guys, don't look for a single girl. Don't do that shit. It's going to end poorly for you. Don't do it. Because every other guy's going to be like, no, don't do it. Look for the other group of girls. Look for that pack. You're in packs. Look for the other pack. What's going to happen, though, is as you're laughing and having a good time, they're going to look over. You're going to see it. One of you will see it. Where they go. And they're going to look. And then you're going to see the nudge. And then you're going to see this. And they're going to start looking at you and talking, looking at you and talking. This is when you make eye contact. You do not, don't overbearingly sit there and go.
That's fucking weird.
No, but the minute you see,
tongue hanging out.
the minute you see the one, say you're taking a drink and they make eye contact, you just stop.
Isn't
Give
it there's a weird rule to this. It's a
There is.
a subconscious rule.
Trying to get there.
Okay.
Trying to get there. You give them a half smile.
I'm trying to like throw
Give him a
in
half smile.
Sam's like quack.
Give them a half smile or a squint to the eyes at the same time. No, because this is showing like, yeah, I'm interested, but I don't know if you're ready to actually talk yet. And then you just turn away. And you'll notice girls do this to guys all the time, where they'll stare at you, and then they'll just look away. And it's a mental trick.
And then they'll look back.
And the thing is, you need to do it as a guy, but the trick is to play the chess first. You're doing it first. Now, if you're in a group, this is when you see the one that's looking at the other one, and this is when you get those two to go talk. Otherwise, you send a runner over. And they're like, what do you mean? Because this actually happened. We had another group of girls come in, they're smiling, they're laughing, and they're like, they start to act all weird. I'm like, stop, be normal. You don't have to, the minute you get agitated, they're lost.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, watch. I was like, dude, you see that chick over there? He's like, yeah. I'm like, that chick has been staring at you nonstop since she walked in. And he's like, no, she hasn't. I'm like, you're not paying attention. So I walked over, I went, hey, listen, I don't know who your girl's name is. I'm not trying to be too much of a dick, but my boy thought she was really cute. I was just wondering if, like, she felt the same way, because I see her looking at her. Like, I played the intermittent. And she walked up and she's like, oh, he does? Oh, yeah, go talk to him. Boom! And next thing you know, groups were hanging out together. Now we're having and it didn't have to become immediately sexual.
It's really like it's a matter of you just being comfortable with yourself enough to not be acting weird. You know what I mean?
Confidence.
It's like you gotta, it's confidence, right?
It's just confidence. All you have to do is exude confidence. The other thing is don't exude too much confidence, because
just 40 minutes already.
you'll be overbearing. If you're overbearing in confidence, then you're a pushway. You're a threat. You're intimidating, because they don't. Because a female will go, I don't know how to live up to this dude. Because that you've got too much confidence, they'll go, I don't have a chance.
I like this. This is hunting,
Or
and then
we're
trying to get a number.
Maybe they may not have limits.
Or a limit, yeah, because
That's why they're a threat.
because there's two things with overconfidence in females, but it's the same way on both ends.
All right, so let's touch on the rejection end of things, and then we'll move to the next one, because we did 40 minutes on that.
Sorry.
Already. No, it's all right. I don't care.
I've dealt
So
with
deal with the rejection
before.
part. So, really, you?
Yeah, I've been that girl. Actually, I think I've asked more guys their number than vice versa.
Really?
Because I don't care.
High five.
Like, if I like someone, I like someone.
So one of the biggest things with people that are afraid to ask for numbers is them, getting told no. So what
Well,
advice would you give people that are so
just
hung up on
feel-
that?
Just feel the vibe. I mean,
Word.
it's all about normal interaction. Like, you're not talking to someone just to get their number. Like, if you're interested,
Right,
you're
right,
interested.
right. Don't get
You're
stuck
like,
on
hey,
the idea of
they're
I got to get their
cute.
number.
I think they're kind of interesting.
A lot of times,
I
you're
want to
right.
talk to them. Hey, why not get their number? Maybe someday, like, or soon, if they throw the same vibe out there, if they're interested, they'll talk to me genuinely instead of just dumb bullshit small talk. Like, we'll get into a topic, a conversation, and then you say, hey, there's a connection here. I like the vibe. They're feeling it. I'm feeling it. And then maybe you're like, hey, maybe hey, you want to talk sometime, or you want to hang out sometime? Maybe we can go grab coffee or something. Like, why don't I get your number?
think that young people tend to overthink it and get themselves in a situation they don't need to be in. You know what I'm saying?
I think the problem with the younger people is they're focusing too much on it's a number and a hookup.
Yes.
They're looking at hookup.
Girls could smell that.
Instead of like what you just said.
Seriously.
That was the finishing touch to that story, was the fact that nobody asked for numbers immediately. Everybody just hung the fuck out and had a good time and laughed and got to know each other, and that's what led into the number.
That's how you debate whether
that what leads into the hang-in when they're like, hey, we should hang out. Here's my number.
When, where, why, and how. You got to ask those questions and know who the hell you're dealing with.
You don't lay it out like that.
Yeah,
that's your general guideline.
Yes, I agree with that.
My questions are always like, who are you? Where are you from? What school did you go to? What are your likes? What are your dislikes? What are your parents like?
Well, the thing is, also you got to be able
to... That's a little bit pushy.
Hell yeah. That's a
personal.
first date question right there. Of what are your parents like? Because I'll tell you right now,
date is different. Date is different than getting to the point where you're at a date. I agree with that.
Trust me, it's depending upon how the conversation goes. Okay, because the first few topics on that one, trust me when I tell you, like, you can see our topics now. It takes us an hour and a half to go through. You can get through those first 4 of them in freaking 2 hours. Okay, but I really think that that's a very critical question to ask, because most people are attracted, as weird as this sounds, to images of their parents.
That's
because
true.
their parents are the definition of the perfect individual in their life that they can reflect.
Yeah, but people can't. A lot of people can't deal with that aggressiveness in terms of the way. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people can't handle it. They'll tend to shy away from that.
You have to have an itinerary.
Right? A lot of people,
I never said you had to be aggressive about it. I'm just saying these are your topics that you have to go back to. Listen to your cue points.
Well, I'm thinking of your, write an essay and do a lap around
it.
Well,
depends upon how crazy they are. If you have a college degree, guess what? You got to waiver on the 500-word essay. But if you're, not educated and can't carry a conversation with me, then guess what? You're going to need to write an essay if you want to go out with me, because it's on that level. I worked in a grocery store that a lot of the employees there, when they watched me going around talking to people, they were like, that girl didn't last 10 minutes. I was like, no, she did not.
Well,
finish it on your point.
The dealing with rejection point is like the main part. Like, anybody can ask for a number. It's really not that hard, especially in today's age where that's how everybody communicates, because they can't talk to each other. The rejection part is what they seem to be having a hard part with, but I think that stems with a lot of the cultural way we've become now in current days, where they don't get rejected. They're told that they're right. Their viewpoint's okay. No one can tell them they're wrong.
Instant gratification.
That instant gratification. So when they're told, nah,
they fall apart. They crumble.
Don't know how to deal with it. They don't know how to respond to it. And I think that's the biggest problem with trying to find dates nowadays is they have to go through all these
can't handle that rejection at all.
They have to go through all these online dating sites that algorithm and match you, because they can't actually sit there and go,
that's weird.
We don't match. I can't do this.
And they can't handle that.
They don't know.
I can't swipe right.
That's where you get your one-night stands from. It's like, we don't match. I can't do this, but we can fuck.
And with that note, we'll end that on that note. We'll do one more topic, and then we're going to end this. We just did 40, almost 50 minutes. So breastfeeding and natural. All right. So what it is there's some women out there that feel that they don't like the idea of breastfeeding being referred to as natural. Not doing it in public. We're not talking about that. Just referring to it as natural, because men can feed a baby too.
What?
I know.
Wait,
I know.
How?
All right. Let me say it again. I saw a news show. They had this woman on there, and she talked about the women are not liking the idea of referring to the act of breastfeeding as natural, because they want to get away from the stigma of women having to feed a child, because men can feed a baby too.
Unless if the man is bored with mammary glands, they
want to hold the bottle.
I see their point. I've got their point. Their point, it's bullshit. It's complete and utter bullshit, but I see their point.
Don't men only have nipples because...
No. It doesn't have to...
He heard what I said.
It does not have to deal with nipples. It does not have to deal with the male actually feeding, being biologically able to feed the baby.
Right.
It's the fact that the man can hold the bottle and feed the baby.
Right, but the thing about it is, the word natural. They say they don't want it to be referred to as natural because it's natural for a woman to feed a baby just as much as it's natural for a man to feed a baby.
Oh, I get it.
That's what they're saying.
where
But
they're going.
but in terms of the word natural,
Then that's not natural.
women naturally are gonna be feeding. Like, okay, what if we lived in an age where we didn't have formula and we didn't have all the stuff we have now? Then what happens?
Yeah.
It's
Midwife.
natural for a woman, right? Still a woman doing it, but it's natural for a woman to use her titties to feed a child.
That's
natural.
That's what they're there for.
So
And for
I
an
don't know.
indicator as a male in
I
our
don't know what the
species to go,
fuck
you're
is
just a
happening now, but
reproducer.
some of the stuff that's getting torn apart is like, what the hell is happening?
Society's getting stupid.
Listen,
Like, what? This is
listen.
getting really fucking
Alright,
stupid.
We can all agree that breastfeeding is natural.
It is. Get the fuck out of
There's
here.
no argument about that.
No.
It's natural.
They just want men to
Look,
feed
look,
babies as
look.
much as women. They don't want women to be stuck in that role of I have to
here's
feed
the
the
thing.
baby. That's really
if
what
you're
it is.
a woman and
Well,
you
then
feel
you're a
the
shitty
need
mom.
to whip out a tit in public, and if it's to either flash a guy or feed a kid, I don't give a fuck if you're whipping your tit out in public. I don't care. More power to you. Your boobies are out.
Well, it's also legal in New York for women
Yeah,
to
we
walk around
did
topless.
a show.
Oh, yeah.
We had
So,
we did a show
Get
on
the
that.
fuck over it, dude. Like, if the boobs are out, the boobs are out.
All right.
Enjoy them.
All right, we're gonna
Let the baby enjoy. If the baby's got to suckle, let the baby suckle. And the other thing that a lot of people
Greatest
don't
way to
realize.
shut up a kid.
Well, a thing that a lot of people don't realize that some female, I don't know if it's all women, but I do know some women, like, if they're not feeding regularly, they have to go get milk because it hurts. Because they're filled, so they have to go get
Okay,
milk
so
to relieve that
there
pressure.
was I heard a story about a woman who decided to starve her child because she wasn't breastfeeding. I mean, she wasn't lactating or whatever. She was starving her child because she felt that she was under the belief that her child could not get proper nutrients from formula. So she was starving her fucking child
She's
because of
fucking
that.
retarded.
She's retarded.
What the hell?
But this, I'm bringing it up because I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, I know there's individual cases where people are just dumb, but it's like there seems to be this.
There's a lot more than just
But no, with
individual.
this topic, I think we can all agree that
Oh yeah,
that's one fucking retarded. And I think that idea, a lot of this little nitpicky bullshit that people are coming out with. Think about how awesome your country is.
40 genders.
Think about how awesome. Yeah. Think about how
Don't get me
great of a
started.
country you can live in.
Where you can
Where
do that
this is
stupid
the
fucking
shit
shit.
that
You're
bothers
right. You're
you.
right. You're right.
That's
And you
so
want to go,
true.
America sucks, and I go, really? Live in a country where you literally have to go miles for water,
Right.
where you don't have clothes, and it's hot, and it sucks, and you're in grime.
You know what?
And this is what we bitch about.
we've been.
That's stupid.
First
We
world
are.
problems.
Yeah.
We're,
Hashtag
we're,
first world problem.
we're spoiled. That's pretty much what's happening. Where people are spoiled and they don't, so. Anyway, we're gonna end the show. Actually, that was.
Oh, wait. We got one more topic up there.
No,
Get
we're
the
not-
fuck out of here. We're not doing that.
Topic.
We're not doing
You guys
that.
still wanna do
That's
Veterans
the
Affairs?
Friday show.
No, that's another show.
Good.
All right. So, thanks for listening. I thank my guests, White America,
Always. We
Uncle-
own you. Don't remember. Just remember.
Uncle Sam. Thanks for
Hoorah.
being here.
Don't worry, we'll keep white Americans.
The lovely Leslie.
Peace out.
Thanks for showing up, Chris. Say goodbye to the folks.
Bye.
Open close.
Thanks for you like that. That's like a editing term. Like you say open and then you.
I know. I'm fucking.
It's just funny. But thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, share, and comment. I haven't gotten much comments, so people start commenting.
Close.
Close it up. Close the shit. Open. Sorry, thanks for listening. Goodbye.